Piece of paper. Then stand in front of God and say, God, I choose her and she chooses me. We're done. Good, do that. I didn't say you need a piece of paper. You need to stand in front of the Lord and you need to make a proclamation. A proclamation of, this is why I'm doing this, God, because with this comes all of this. There's a blessing that comes when you establish yourself in the Lord and then you wake up to your why and you go, I'm going to move forward in it. When you move forward in your why, now things begin to change. See, it just takes you being interested, your try, your want to stand up and to go. Look at what God says. In Romans chapter 11, verse 29, I don't know if I gave it to y'all, but I'm going to read it out loud real quick. It is just, no, I'm not going to read the verse, but Romans chapter 11, verse 29, God gives gifts and callings to people. When you were born, God says, I have a gift for you. I have a calling for you. And the Bible says in Romans chapter 11, verse 29, that he doesn't change his mind. He doesn't look at you and say, man, I called you to love on people, but you're not good at it, so let's give you another task. You know who I realize loves people more? Not extroverts, introverts. You know why? Because they're willing to sit in silence. Some of you who are introverts are like, no, see, introvert means I don't do nothing. I sit in my chair and I don't do anything. It's the extroverts that go. No, the extroverts just are like butterflies. You ever watch a butterfly? You ever see it stay in the same place? Not unless it lands. The butterfly just all over the place. That's an extrovert. They move from thing to thing. That's why they're great doers. They go out and they just do. Because if they have to do the same thing for too long, they do it somewhere else. But it's the introvert. See, I'll break down your life real quick, just reality. Here's the thing. If you don't like to talk, you're supposed to listen. If you like to talk, you're not supposed to listen. You're supposed to go out and lead. When you're supposed to lead, you're supposed to bring people with you. When you're a follower, you're supposed to do. And when you do, you're supposed to do it well. Pick your part. And then jump in and help. See, you've now sat here. You've grown, you learned, and some of you have come from places where you got hurt. And that's great, but you can only be hurt for so long. You can only be hurt for so long. My wife and I, we got here, you know why? We got here because it was time for us to move. God had a plan for our life, and God motivated us to move on. It was difficult. It was what I was tethered to. It was what I knew. But God revealed something to me. See, what motivated my life was the call that God put on me. See, my calling, my gift is this, teaching. And the first place they put me to teach was with kids. And I love kids. Don't get me wrong. I love kids. And for those of you who have children and you take them to e-kids and they hear teaching, this is what they hear, just in smaller doses. We're like bartenders, little cups. No, we're not bartenders. I was just joking. Just want to make sure you're awake. But we are candy pushers, for real. For real. But what I learned was that I like kids. I don't like teenagers. And no. I mean, I don't, but teenagers, there's a level of intimidation, you know what I'm saying? Like those of you who are tall, you don't understand this. But us small people can't yell at people like this. More so when they're teenagers, right? So you rely on when you were little. Look, I'm gonna be just single parent. Listen, beat her early and often. That way when they grow up and they're bigger than you, they remember when you were bigger than them. This one's not being recorded, so it's okay. But no, reality is this. Teenagers have something about them that I don't connect with. Okay? Pay attention because the story is for real. I don't connect with them well. Kids, instantly. If you ever see us, me and my wife, with you around and your kids, we forget you're there. We remember your children. We do. And then we go, oh yeah, hey, how you doing? It's good to see you. Thanks for coming. But that motivates us. That's the why. You know why? Because when I was a kid and I grew up in church, we didn't have stuff that was fun. I had to come and I had to sit in a chair by my parents, and my mom would pinch me when I fall asleep. And every time I couldn't do what I was supposed to, she slapped me in the head. You know what I'm saying? I have trauma. No, I don't. I don't have trauma. I was just joking. But that's what I remember. And when they allowed me to jump in with the kids, I learned you could have fun. You could play games. You could make them laugh. But the most important thing was teaching them the word. Look, I don't mind if you come pick up your kids. Just don't pick them up while we're teaching. Wait. The only reason is because I want them established like you. I decided a long time ago, I want kids better than me at their age than I was. Because man, for real. I want kids